Hello and very welcome everyone to this session of the Modern History Previous Year Questions Part 11. In today's session, we are going to discuss the questions related to the modern history that has been asked earlier in the exams. We will also see the type of question that could be asked in the upcoming exams. We will see the particular type of questions that are relevant, and we will also update our knowledge regarding the modern history. And we will see that what we can learn from this session. So let's start and see what are the topics we are going to cover. So I have got Indian National Congress for all of you once again. So we are going to discuss some more questions on this. So let's start. Before we start, the images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So first question that we have with us is, name the leader whose opposition led to the disappearance of all the hopes of compromise between the Congress and the Muslim League in 1928. Options are M.R. Jakar, Sir Muhammad Iqbal, Jawaharlal Nehru, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. This is quite moderate to high level question. So try to figure it out. And I guess the answer you are looking for is right because the answer is M.R. Jakar. So, if we are talking about M.R. Jakar, was a renowned lawyer, scholar, and politician. He was a prominent freedom fighter. He took part in the All Parties Conference in 1928 and was pivotal in denying demands of Muslim League put forward by Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So, basically, remember his name. His name was M.R. Jakar. Muslim League was basically founded in 1906. Indian National Congress was founded in 1885. And if we talk about both the parties, so both our parties are going, one is going on west and one is going on east. And finally, in 1928, during the All Parties Conference, the particular denying of M.R. Jakar, that is to the demand of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, has put a seal on this thing that the Muslim League and Congress cannot compromise anymore. So remember his name, M.R. Jakar. In which of the following years Poon Swaraj accepted as an Indian National Congress goal at INC's Lahore session? So it is quite a very important question and a simple one. So try to figure out the answer. Options are 1931, 28, 29, 39. I guess you have figured out the answer because the answer is 1929. So on December 31st, 1929, in the Lahore session of the Congress, a resolution was passed under the chairmanship of Jawaharlal Nehru demanding Poon Swaraj for India. Some of the historical resolutions passed in the Lahore session of the Congress are as follows. In this session, the report of Nehru Committee was completely rejected. Permission to start a civil disobedience movement, Dandi March 1930. The decision to celebrate Independence Day on 26 January was taken on the banks of Ravi River. So all these things happened during this session of the Lahore in 1929. And the most important thing is the demand of Poon Swaraj. So Swaraj was demanded in 1906 Calcutta session under the leadership of Dadabhai Naroji. And Poon Swaraj was demanded in 1929. That was in Lahore session. That means the complete independence was demanded. So do remember, answer is C. Who among the following is not a nationalist extremist leader of Indian National Congress? Options are Bipin Chandra Pal or Sir Aurobindo Ghosh, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Surendranath Banerjee. Quite a simple question, I guess. And your thinking is right because the answer is Surendranath Banerjee. So Surendranath Banerjee was not an extremist leader of the Indian National Congress. He was one of the early Indian political leaders during the British Raj. He was also known as Rashtraguru, teacher of the nation. And he was the particular person who was a pioneer of introducing the Swadeshi movement in India, which also became a particular objective of the non-cooperation movement later in 1920. This movement was started when the particular partition of Bengal was done in 1905, and basically to uh, bring together the people, the Hindus and the Muslims in Bengal, this particular movement was started. So remember his name. His name was Surendranath Banerjee. The extremist leaders are named as Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandrapal. These are the people are mainly called extremists. Who among the following was the president of Indian National Congress in 1931? Very important session 1931 because fundamental rights were demanded in this session. So options are Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Neli Sen Gupta, Subhash Chandra Bose, Vallabhbhai Patel. And I guess the answer is quite right because the answer is Vallabhbhai Patel. So the Indian National Congress was established in the year 1885, though its first session was held in Mumbai under the chairmanship of Vomesh Chandra Banerjee. The 46th session of the Congress was held in Karachi in the year 1931 under the chairmanship of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. A resolution on fundamental rights and economic program was drafted by Pandit Nehru in this session. So do remember the answer is Vallabhbhai Patel. And if we talk about Vallabhbhai Patel, so he was given the title of Sardar by the woman of Bardoli when he participated or particularly led the Bardoli movement in 1928. That was a particular peasant movement and that particularly rose because of the increment of taxes. So remember the answer is Vallabhbhai Patel. Who was the first Muslim lady to sing Vande Mataram at a Congress session? Options are Rehana Tayyibji, Begum Hazrat Mahal, Asghari Begum, Rajia Khatun. Take your time. And I guess the answer you are looking for is quite right because the answer is Rehana Tayyibji. So Vande Mataram, as we know, is an extract from the book that is called Anand Mat, that was written by Banking Chandra Chatterjee or Chattopadhyay and was sung for the first time at Calcutta session of Indian National Congress in 1896, where Rahim Tullah Sayani was the chairman. The song was written by Banking Chandra Chatterjee in 1874. Rehana Tayyibji was the first Muslim lady to sing Vande Mataram at a Congress session. On 24 January 1950, the Indian Constituent Assembly adopted Vande Mataram as the national song and Jangan Man as the national anthem. So do remember, Rehana Tayyibji was the first Muslim lady to sing Vande Mataram. And this song was first sung in 1896 in Calcutta session. Again in 1911 Calcutta session, first time Jangan Man was sung, that was written by Rabindranath Tagore. In which years did the Indian National Congress split into two groups on the banks of river Tapti at the Surat session? Options are 1916, 1919, 1907. Take your time and think about it. I guess the answer you are looking for is quite in front of you because this is a simple question. The answer is 1907. So, if we talk about the Surat session of the Indian National Congress in 1907, it was held on the bank of Tapi River or Tapti River. Here, on the issue of the post of president and passing of resolution, INC divided into two groups, moderates and extremists. That is Garam Dal, Naram Dal. The president of this session was Ras Bihari Ghosh. And later on, the particular Congress was divided into two groups. And in 1916, in Lucknow session, that was headed by Ambika Charan Majumdar, both the groups, extremists and moderates, came together once again under the guidance of Mahatma Gandhi at that time. So, do remember the answer is 1907. Who was the first Muslim president of Indian National Congress? Very important question this is. The options Dada Bhai Naroji, Nawab Sayyid Muhammad Bahadur, Abul Kalam Azad or Badruddin Tayyabji. Take your time. And the answer you are looking is quite right because the answer is Badruddin Tayyabji. So do remember the first four sessions and their president. As you can see, the first session was in 1885 in Bombay. That at that time it was called Bombay. Today it is Mumbai. So the session was held in Bombay, and the president was Momesh Chandra Banerjee. And after that, in 1886, the Calcutta session happened. That in that session, first Parsi president was there. That is Dada Bhai Naroji. In 1887, Madras session held, and in that, the first Muslim president came to the chair. That was Badruddin Tayebji. In 1888, Allahabad session held, and first time a British president was appointed. That was George Hewley. So do remember the answer is Badruddin Tayebji. Dash was the first president of Indian National Congress. Options are J.B. Kriplani, Homesh Chandra Banerjee, Jawaharlal Nehru, Annie Besant. Take your time. And this is a simple question, I guess, because we have done a lot of questions on Indian National Congress, and answer is quite simple. Answer is Vomesh Chandra Banerjee. So Indian National Congress was founded on 28 December 1885 at Gokul Das Tejpal Sanskrit College, Gwalior Tank Maidan, Bombay. Its founder was A.O. Hume. At that time, the viceroy was Lord Dufferin. Its initial name was Indian National Association, but on the suggestion of Dadabhai Naroji, it was renamed as Indian National Congress. Remember this point very well. The first session was held in 1885 in Bombay, which was presided over by Vomesh Chandra Banerjee. So do remember the answer is Vomesh Chandra Banerjee. Under whose presidency did the Indian National Congress declare Purn Swaraj as its ultimate goal on December 19, 1929 at Lahore? Options are V.D. Savarkar, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose. Take your time and think about it, guys. And I guess the answer you are looking for is right here. And the answer is quite simple. The answer is Jawaharlal Nehru. Because Indian National Congress in December 1929 passed the historic Pune Swaraj resolution at its Lahore session. The session was presided over by Jawaharlal Nehru. In this session, it was decided that 26 January 1930 should be observed as Pune Swaraj Day. Mahatma Gandhi had presided Belgaum session in 1924. Subhash Chandra Bose had presided Haripur session in 1938. So remember one more thing, that Jawaharlal Nehru became the maximum number of times the president of Congress before independence. That is 4 times. So his name was Jawaharlal Nehru, and he became the president in 1929 Lahore session. Which session of the Congress led to divide between the extremists and moderates in 1907? Options are in front of you: Madras, Bombay, Surat, Kolkata. Take your time. I guess the answer you are looking for is quite right, because the answer is Surat. So it is also known as the Surat Split session in 1907. So Surat Split was the splitting of Indian National Congress in two groups, the extremists and the moderates, at the Surat session in 1907. Ras Bihari Ghosh was the president of Surat session. The partition of Bengal became the rise of extremism in INC, that is Indian National Congress. Particularly if we talk about the Surat session, so moderates were particularly led by Gopal Krishna Gokhale, and if we talk about the extremists, so they were led by particularly Lal Bal Pal, that is Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Bipin Chandra Pal. So do remember that this session holded in 1907 in Surat. Who presided over the 1907 Indian National Congress Surat session? Options are Surendranath Banerjee, Vallabhbhai Patel, Rajendra Prasad, Ras Bihari Ghosh. Take your time and think about it. And I guess the answer you are looking for is quite right, because the answer is Ras Bihari Ghosh. So in 1907, the Surat session of the Indian National Congress was presided over by Ras Bihari Ghosh. In this session, the Congress was divided into two parties called the extremists and the moderates. Later, the meeting of these two parties placed in the Lucknow session of Congress in 1916. So do remember that Ras Bihari Ghosh was the chairman or the president of Congress this time. Remember, there were two people. One was Ras Bihari Ghosh and one was Ras Bihari Bose. Ras Bihari Bose was the one who helped Subhash Chandra Bose in particularly making the Indian National Army. He was also the one whose name was there endorsed in the particularly Delhi conspiracy, in which the bomb was dropped on the Karwa of Lord Hardinge. So do remember that was Ras Bihari Bose, who was the only person who remained president of the Indian National Congress for 6 years continuously before independence of India. Options are Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Purushottam Das Tandon, Acharya J.B. Kriplani, or Subhash Chandra Bose. Take your time. And the answer of this question is Abul Kalam Azad. So it was the time of the World War also, particularly in 1939 when the Subhash Chandra Bose left the Congress and Rajendra Prasad became the chairman behind him. After that, from 1940 to 1946, for 6 years, there was no session held. And particularly if any kind of meeting was holded, so it was holded under the chairmanship of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. He later became the first education minister of our country. So Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was the only person who remained the president of Indian National Congress for 6 years, continuously before independence of India. He became the first education minister of India. So do remember his name, and particularly Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was the person who remained for 6 years. Who was the first Indian woman to preside over Indian National Congress? We did this question in last session also, so try to figure it out because this is an important question. Options are Annie Besant, Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, Sarojini Naidu, or Rajkumari Amrit Kaur. And the answer is quite simple. The answer is Sarojini Naidu. So Sarojini Naidu presided over the 1925 Kanpur session, and particularly she became the first Indian female president of Indian National Congress. If we talk about the first female president, that was Annie Besant, and she became the president of INC in Calcutta session in 1917. Rajkumari Amrit Kaur was the one about whom we know that she was the first health minister of our country, or you can say the first female health minister of our country. So remember that. Lala Lajpat Rai residence is in dash. Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Punjab, or West Bengal. Take your time. And the answer is Punjab. So Lala Lajpat Rai was born on 28th January 1865 in villages Dudik, Dudike in present-day Moga district of Punjab. He was popularly known as the Punjab Kesari, Lion of Punjab. He was one of the extremist leader among Lal Balpal. He also founded the Punjab National Bank and Lakshmi Insurance Company in the year 1894. Partition of Bengal and Swadeshi movement were also particularly holded when he was there. So basically, remember his name. His name was Lala Lajpat Rai. He was killed in October 1928 when Simon Commission reached Lahore, and he, along with his particular some people, in which Bhagat Singh was also there, they were protesting against the Simon Commission at the platform of Lahore. And particularly, if we talk about William Scott, the SSP that was present there, he ordered lathi charge, and in that particular incident, Lala Lajpat Rai lost his life. Later on, Lahore conspiracy took place in which Bhagat Singh took the revenge of the death of Lala Lajpat Rai. Who was the president of Indian National Congress on 15th August 1947? This question is very important because it is a general question and it can be asked different times in your exam. So take your time and think about it. And I guess the answer you are looking for is quite right because the answer is J.B. Kriplani. So Jeevatram Bhagwan Das Kriplani, popularly known as Acharya Kriplani, was an Indian politician noted particularly for holding the presidency of Indian National Congress during the transfer of power on 15th August 1947. One more thing I can add that remember he was also in the committee that was responsible for creating fundamental rights in the Indian Constituent Assembly. And Suchita Kriplani was the first female chief minister of Uttar Pradesh. Remember that as well. In which year was the Indian national anthem sung for the first time at the Indian National Congress session? 1911, 1909, 1910, 1912. Take your time. And I guess the answer you're looking for is right in front of you because the answer is Rabindranath Tagore. And the song was first sung in 1911. So in 1911, Calcutta session was organized. And in that session, George V was particularly invited during that time. And Rabindranath Tagore was asked to write a song that particularly depicts or creates or declares or particularly tell about the India. So he wrote Jan Gan Man, and particularly this song was written by him and it was sung for the first time during this session on 27th December 1911. It was written by Rabindranath Tagore. Jan Gan Man was officially adopted by the Constituent Assembly as the national anthem on 24 January 1950. So do remember, answer is 1911. Rabindranath Tagore also wrote Amar Sonar Bangla, which later became the national anthem of Bangladesh as well. And one of his students wrote the national anthem of Sri Lanka. Who was the first European president of the Indian National Congress? A.O. Hume, Alfred Webb, George Euler, or Annie Besant? Take your time. So if we talk about the options, Annie Besant was the first female president. A.O. Hume was the first secretary and the founder of INC. Alfred Webb was the second European president. Answer is George Yule. So Indian National Congress was established on 28th December 1885 in Mumbai or Bombay at that time. The founding member of INC were A.O. Hume, Dadabhai Naroji, D. Vacha. Its first session was held in Bombay in 1885 under the presidency of W.C. Banerjee. At the fourth session of INC, which was held in Allahabad in 1888, George Euler was the first European who was elected as the president. So do remember, answer is George Euler. When was Poorn Swaraj, that is complete freedom from the British Raj, declared by Indian National Congress? 19th December 1930, 15th August 1930, 16th August 1930, 26th January 1930. Take your time. So we have discussed this thing lot of times that particularly the Independence Day was declared on 26 January 1930 under the declaration of Poorn Swaraj in 1929. So at the Lahore session of Indian National Congress in December 1929, under the presidentship of Jawaharlal Nehru, INC passed a resolution declared Poorn Swaraj, complete independence to the goal of the national movement at the midnight of 31st December 1929. The newly adopted tricolor flag was hoisted by Jawaharlal Nehru on the banks of river Ravi. After 26 days, on 26 January 1930, Poorn Swaraj was declared and it was fixed as the Independence Day, which was to be celebrated every year. Later on in 1950, this particular day was particularly chosen to declare or to enforce constitution, and now 26 January is known as the Republic Day. Remember that particularly the flag was hoisted on the bank of river Ravi, and after 26 days, on 26 January 1930, we declared independence. Who Who was the first General Secretary of Indian National Congress? W.C. Banerjee, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, A.O. Hume, Mahatma Gandhi. This is a kind of a different type of question, so think about it. And I guess the answer you are looking for is quite right because the answer is A.O. Hume. So, Indian National Congress was founded in 1885 by a retired civil servant A.O. Hume under the viceroyship of Lord Dufferin. A.O. Hume is known as the father of Indian National Congress. He was the first General Secretary of INC. So, A.O. Hume, Alan Octavian Hume, was the first General Secretary of the Indian National Congress, and he was the founding member. At that time, Lord Dufferin was the viceroy. The first president of the Indian National Congress was Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Congress Party observed 26 January 1930 as Republic Day, Independence Day, Bharat Divas, Silent Protest Day. Take your time. And the answer you are looking for is Independence Day. Because on 31st December 1929, Nehru hosted the tricolor on the banks of river and demanded Poon Swaraj or complete self-rule. The date set for independence was 26 January 1930. The day was then celebrated as Poon Swaraj Day for the next 17 years. And finally, we got independence on 15th August 1947. Name the first lady president of the Indian National Congress. Neeli Sen-Gupta, Indira Gandhi, Annie Besant, Sarojini Naidu. Take your time. The answer is quite simple because the answer is Annie Besant. So she became the president of Indian National Congress in 1917 in Calcutta session. So she was the first Irish woman to become the first lady president of INC. Sarojini Naidu presided over the Kanpur session in 1925. She was the first Indian woman to be the president of Indian National Congress. So answer is Annie Besant. In Lucknow session of Congress in 1916, both the moderates and extremist leaders were united. It was presided over by. Yeah, earlier in this particular session, I told you in one question that who was the president. So think about it. Options are Ambika Charan Majumdar, Jawaharlal Nehru, C.R. Das, Motilal Nehru. And I guess the answer you are looking for right in front of you. Answer is Ambika Charan Majumdar. So Lucknow session of the Congress was held in 1916. It was presided over by Ambika Charan Majumdar. In this session, the moderates and the extremist leaders were united. In this session, both the parties agreed to allow representation to religious minorities in the provincial legislature. So Ambika Charan Majumdar was the president during this time. Both the moderates and extremists and the Muslim League, they all come together on one platform, and they started the movements unitedly. And after this particular time, only one time the Congress was on the verge of being divided. That was in 1922-23 when Motilal Nehru and C.R. Das, they wanted to separate themselves from Congress and wanted to create a new party. But they remained in Congress and they created Swaraj Party, that is also known as Congress Khilafat Party, which was later on became dead after the death of C.R. Das. The Lucknow Pact of 1916 provided a joint political platform for the moderates radicals of the Indian National Congress and the options are British Communist Muslim League Swaraj Party. Take your time. And the answer is Muslim League. So Lucknow Pact of 1916 provided a joint political platform for the moderates, radicals of the Indian National Congress and the Muslim League. On December 30, 1906, nearly 3,000 delegates attended a conference of the Mohammedan Educational Conference at Dhaka, in which the ban on politics was removed and a motion was moved to form All India Muslim League. This is how the first Muslim political party of India come into existence. So the answer of this question is Muslim League, and it was done in the Lucknow Pact 1916. Muslim League was founded in 1906, as we have read, and particularly if we talk about uh, the leaders who are particularly the founding members, in that we will see the name, that is Aga Khan. Who was the first Muslim president of the Indian National Congress? Simple question. We just did this question earlier, so try to figure out the answer, guys. And it is a simple one. The answer is Badruddin Tayyabji. So Badruddin Tayyabji was the first Muslim president of the Indian National Congress. He presided over the third session at Madras in 1887. Tayyabji was the third president of the INC after W.C. Banerjee and Dadabhai Naoroji. So do remember, answer is Badruddin Tayyabji, the first Muslim president of Indian National Congress. After leaving the Indian National Congress in 1939, what was formed by Subhash Chandra Bose? If you remember, in last session, I told you about this, so try to figure out the answer. Options: Forward Bloc, Swaraj Party, Socialist Party, Gadar Party. So I told you, when in 1939, after leaving Congress and the post of President of Congress to Rajendra Prasad, Mr. Subhash Chandra Bose, he particularly left the Indian National Congress and started a party that is called Forward Bloc. And later on, after forming the Forward Bloc, he even left that, and particularly he went to Germany and for the requirement of help to wage a war against the British Empire in India. And from there, he went to Singapore, where he founded the second part or the second phase of Indian National Army along with Ras Bihari Bose. Answer is Forward Bloc. Who was the president of Congress during the period of independence? Jawaharlal Nehru, Abul Kalam Azad, Patabi Sitaramaya, or J.B. Kripalani. Take your time. So we just did this question. The answer is very simple. J.B. Kripalani. J.B. Kripalani, during the period of independence, J.B. Kripalani was the president of Indian National Congress. He became the Congress president in 1946 and resigned from his position in 1947. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was the longest serving president of the Indian National Congress before independence, 1940 to 1946. The answer is J.B. Kripalani. Who was the first woman president of Indian National Congress and independent India? Options are Sonia Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, Ambika Soni, Sarojini Naidu. Take your time and think about it. And this question is quite moderate question. And I think the answer you are thinking is right, because the answer is Indira Gandhi. Read the question very clearly. First woman president of Indian National Congress in independent India. So if we talk about after independence, so Indira Gandhi was the first woman president of INC. She became the president of party for a short period of time in 1959. After 20 years approximately, she was elected as the second time president of INC and remained till 31st October 1984. She was the first woman prime minister of India. So remember her name. Her name was Indira Gandhi. Between whom the Lucknow Pact of 1960 was signed. 16 was signed. Indian National Congress, British government, moderate extremist, Indian National Congress and Indian Muslim League, British government and Indian Muslim League. So take your time and think about it. And I guess the answer you are looking for is Indian National Congress and Muslim League. So Lucknow session was held in 1916, was presided over by Ambika Charan Majumdar. In 1916, the Lucknow Pact was signed between the Indian National Congress and Indian Muslim League. During this session, the better relation between two groups of Indian National Congress, that is Garam Dal and Naram Dal, were pacified or brought back to normal. So, answer of this question is Indian National Congress and Muslim League. And that's it in this session, guys. I hope you learned a lot of things with me in this session. And we will see each other in another session in which we will talk more about this one. So, till then, bye bye. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.